Is there anyone even left in this town? Hey everyone, welcome to A Moment of Chaos. I'm St. Adam, and this is my review for Halloween Kills. And boy, does it live up to its title. Little disclosure here. I'm a big Michael Myers fan. I got a few shirts, got the costume, other memorabilia. So when the Halloween film comes out, I'm going to see it. I'm actually pretty easy to please. All I just want to see is Michael do his thing, have some great special effects, have some suspenseful parts, and I'm a happy camper. So I'm gonna say that right now to let you know that this is coming from a fan. I may not be the most biased individual, but I enjoyed this film. Long story short, I do recommend seeing it, especially if you're a Halloween fan. Um, if you don't like these type of movies, this isn't going to change your mind on that. But well, let's just get started. This picks up right where the previous movie leaves off. The previous 2018 film titled Halloween. And like about a minute or two in, we get a flashback. This movie is very heavy with flashbacks. And don't worry, I'm not going to go too spoiler heavy on this. A lot of the things that I bring up, you'll probably be able to tell from the trailer. But yeah, so like this picks up, in the streets of Haddonfield, and then we go to a flashback to when the first movie, like right after the first movie ends. And by the first movie, I'm now referring to the original Halloween from 1978. It shows the cops responding to the call and everything like that. We get some backstory on a few characters. We see how Michael was apprehended and everything like that. We fast forward, and you've seen the trailer. The firefighters show up, put the fire out at Lori's house, and Michael breaks free. That was actually a pretty cool part. You don't really see a lot of firefighters in horror films. So that scene of Michael coming out and facing down the fire department, it actually was pretty cool. More graphic than obviously you'd see in the trailer, and I mean, hats off to them. They know who this is. They know what he can do, and they didn't try to abandon anything. Let's be honest, it really didn't help. But that's just the way these movies go. So, you got Michael out there. We get scenes in the hospital with Lori getting stitched up and everything. Her family come together. The townspeople realizing, oh no, Michael Myers is out there. It is kind of funny because they do a lot of callbacks to Halloween 1. We got some characters popping up. We got Tommy Jarvis, played by Anthony Michael Hall. We have the original actress that played Lindsay, the little girl. She actually grew up, I guess, to be on one of the Real Housewives shows, from what the internet's telling me. We got the nurse from the first one that, was driving the car that Michael stole. We got Lonnie, if you can remember Lonnie. Lonnie is he's one of the kids in the first one trying to, break into the Myers house. And the only reason I know this, I know the name is because Loomis, when the kid was going up to the front door, that's the part where he's hiding in the bushes going, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. So they actually made that character a character in this film. And he has a flashback to running into Michael Myers on Halloween night. This film, you get to see Haddonfield for what it is. And they get all, he dies tonight, evil dies tonight. And they try to form a lynch mob. Unfortunately, they end up costing an innocent person their life. And I know the movie tries to take the attitude of what have we become. Two things about Michael in this. Let's be honest, Michael's job description could be population control. Because, like I said, is there anyone left in this town when the movie's done? Another thing we can say about Michael is he's gone from an angry young man to a grumpy old man. There's a part where, and I won't go too far into it, but there's a drone. You see it fly into a room where Michael is, and you just see it get tossed out, and kind of like, these damn toys. So Michael's kind of a grumpy old man. I thought they did well with this movie. I would definitely place it above some of the other films. I mean, obviously, um, why am I even going on a tangent about Halloween 3? I mean, it's better than the Rob Zombie films. I thought. I know with some people that's kind of a low bar. Um, but yeah, I thought they did well. If you liked the 2018 film, you'll like this. They kind of try to explain Michael a little bit, and there's a scene where they get kind of philosophical about why Michael's the way he is. I didn't really buy it. Didn't to me explain a lot. The explanation they did kind of give was kind of bullshit. I think a lot of people will pick up on that if you're someone that follows this. It's not. They didn't go back to the Mark of the Thorn, although with some of the punishment Michael takes in this film and is able to keep going. Maybe the Thorn trilogy is somehow related to this continuity because, as you know, the Halloween movies have one of the most confusing timelines because they keep rebooting them and saying, well, these movies didn't happen and these movies didn't happen and whatever. Um, it's funny watching it with my wife. She's great to watch horror movies with. She was pretty like, she's going like this through a lot of the scenes, kind of peeking out. Oh my gosh, because it is a gory film. Like with these type of movies, I got what I wanted. Gory action scenes, suspenseful build-ups, and Michael just kicking ass and not even bothering to take names. Um, there is like I said, flashback heavy. We do get a flashback with Dr. Loomis, and they did give him the Princess Leia and Grand Moff Tarkin treatment, where someone's standing in for him, and they just kind of CGI'd his face over him. I didn't mind that. I thought it looked all right, but the voice that they got to do the talking for him, I thought sounded nothing like Donald Pleasance. So I had to kind of laugh at that. Like, you went through all this trouble and you can't even find someone that can do a decent Sam Loomis impression. Just my opinion. Uh, we go all over Haddonfield in this, and it's amazing how Michael can move so fast, especially at his age. There is a part, and you see this in the trailer, where Laurie's daughter is holding Michael's mask. So he's walking around maskless. And I gotta say, it does kind of ruin the suspense of seeing Michael stalk someone without his mask on. I mean, you see it from the back of his head, but I'm just like, it's kind of lacking here. It's almost kind of funny because, like I said, grumpy old man. The third act where we get to the biggest massacre, it is funny. Like I said, first he takes a lot of punishment, and then he just goes God mode. And I actually made the joke when we were watching it, where I'm like, trying to remember the God mode code for Doom, because I could just kind of see this unfolding, and I'm like, here it comes, here it comes. Definitely worth seeing. There isn't an after credit scene, although, and I'm not going to spoil this at all, but that final scene in the film, I didn't see coming. That took me by surprise. We got one more film left in this trilogy here, Halloween Ends, which, from what I read, is supposed to jump 4 years after this, because this still takes place in 2018. Um, I I give it, like, if we're gonna rate it, like, I don't want to do 5 stars. It's a Halloween film, so 5 pumpkins. I give it about a 3.5, maybe 4, depending on what kind of mood you're in when you watch this. I don't feel like this movie deserves a lot of the hate it's getting by film critics. Audiences seem to be, more understanding of it. A lot of the reviews that I've read for this have been so pretentious, so like, oh, I can't believe how graphic the deaths are, and it's disturbing. I'm like, it's a Halloween film. It's about a serial killer going on a killing spree. What did you think this was? And like all the disturbing deaths and horror, as opposed to those happy deaths in all the other films, all the other kinds of films. I don't know. At least these feel like they had a payoff. Anyone that knows horror knows, like, it's kind of like telling a joke. You do a setup, you and you focus on the extreme feelings within that setup, and then there's the payoff. I feel like people who don't understand horror should not be reviewing it. So I would unless you really trust certain film critics, I would just see it for yourself and judge it on its own merits. I don't think critics really get it, especially since this is the 12th movie in the Halloween franchise. You know, when you reach that point, you're definitely going to have people that's like, oh, just let it die, even though it makes money. And, you know, it made a killing in the box office, no pun intended. So, yeah, I'm a Michael Myers fan. I'm going to watch this film more. There's little Easter eggs all through the film. And I like to sit there and point out, oh, I know what that is. And, you know, there's that, and that's from this movie, and this is a reference to that. Overall, very enjoyable. I would go see it. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it around with any like minded Michael Myers fans or horror fans in general. Maybe in the comments, tell me what you liked about the movie, maybe what you didn't like about the movie. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.